So hello guys and welcome to the first ever proper YouTube video that we're going to be putting onto the Soccer Sofas YouTube channel. We're basically just going to be discussing anything that's happened throughout the season and giving out the Soccer Sofa awards for things like Player of the Season, Manager of the Season, Game of the Season. Myself, Jack and Dobby going to be helping me talk through the season, and we'll be giving out awards to whoever we think is deserved of them. So I think we're gonna kick things off by just talking about Player of the Season. And I'll start things off by saying I think my Player of the Season is probably Eden Hazard. He obviously won the Player of the Season award a couple of years ago, and then massively dipped, didn't he, last year because Chelsea finished 10th.
Yeah.
But this season he's bounced back to form, really, hasn't he? 16 goals, 5 assists. 13 man of the matches I've seen in 13 this season.
It's impressive.
And he's obviously key to Chelsea's attacking abilities.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would have won the league without him. Like, his direct, his fantastic dribbler, and everything he does is just brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. I think he's probably the strongest player in the strongest team at the moment. But yeah,
there's obviously other players, isn't there, for Chelsea who could get this award, and I think there's Jack, do you want to talk about yours?
That probably leads me straight into my one, which is N'Golo Kante. I mean, as we said, Chelsea finished 10th last season. You look at the one man that's come in and he's changed all that. It's been N'Golo Kante. You know, he's done the same with Leicester last season. He's done it again. He's won the PFA Player of the Year. I think without Kante in that side this season, I don't think Chelsea would have won the league, and especially in the style that we did it as well.
But do you think if they had they had Hazard and not Kante, do you think they would have won the league still, or do you think Hazard has been just as important as Kante? Or
granted, Hazard's been fantastic. We can all agree on that. But I think in terms of stability in the team and winning the ball back and providing cover for that back three, which has looked leaky at times, I think Kante's got to be the man for me. 100%.
But he doesn't score goals. He doesn't get assists. He doesn't get that many.
He does much more than that.
One thing I would say is Chelsea won the league 2 years ago without Kante and with Hazard.
He's got a good point. But okay, so look at Leicester last season. We can all agree they would never have won the league without Kante.
No.
Can we agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the same goes for Chelsea this season. He is week in, week out. He's the kind of player that he just never does anything wrong. He's always involved. Nothing gets through him.
I think maybe in the big games they would have missed him because Fabregas isn't as defensively disciplined as Kante is, and he can't win the ball back. Whereas Kante is he basically does the job of two midfielders.
He's the best. He's the best in the league at recycling the ball, hands down.
But then again, to win a league, you have got to score goals and create goals, and that's why I think that Hazard has just been that little bit better because he provides Chelsea with that. But anyway,
if we're talking about scoring goals, then
Dobby,
I think I'll jump off the Chelsea train and get on to Harry Kane, who I think has been just ridiculous this year. He has been proved that he's not just a one-season wonder, one career wonder now.
Yeah.
He's got 29 goals and 30 starts, which is the best ever in the Premier League. Goals per game.
Best ever.
Really.
Goals per game, if you're talking about starts, for top scorers, for like the ones who've scored over 10 goals.
7 in those last 2 games were really
ridiculous. 7 away goals in 3 days.
Yeah, I think Lukaku's got to be sitting there thinking, what have I got to do? But Kane is he's been fantastic this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's just building year on year. He's just getting better. And I think at that age, it's exciting as a Premier League fan, as an England fan.
Definitely.
And I think. Sorry.
Do you think he could do the same if he didn't have Eriksen and Ali in that side with him? Do you think he could go into another team and perhaps provide the same amount of goals?
I mean, it's difficult to say with conviction, but I think he would score 20 goals a season in, I'd say he'd score more goals than Lukaku would at Everton. And I think he'd score more goals than other strikers at worse teams. I think he just needs a strong Champions League, at least group stage, hopefully knockout goals.
Yeah, because that's what he's got to do next.
Maybe he's disappointing at the Euros, but I'm going to blame Roy for that.
Taking corners.
Yeah,
what is he doing?
We don't want to. Yeah. Anyway, before I can say he's top level world class, but I think if you try and say Harry Kane isn't in the top definitely top 10 strikers in the world.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
like top 5 on a
But
good day.
he hasn't won anything yet. Does he need to win something to really verify that, saying that he is one of the top 10 strikers in the world?
I mean, you can say it. I mean, he has won the Golden Boot twice in a row. And that's a big, as a personal achievement, that's what you can do. You can't win a league on your own, is what I'd say. But we'll see. I think, so Henry's got 4 Golden Boot awards, and I think Kane can beat that.
I think he can. 2 at the age of, how old is he now?
23.
23, well, there we go.
Yeah, ridiculous amount of goals.
So who would you agree with going with Jack, with Kante, with myself, Hazard, or Dobby with Harry Kane? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and also to check out part 2 of this video where we're going to be talking about our signings of the season.